Welcome to Curtis Goes Corner, coming to you from a secret underground base in occupied America. Hi, all you thought criminals and patriots. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Well, we wonder, how can so many millions and millions of people be so brainwashed in the progressive cult? How is that possible? City urban liberal types. You can use that expression. I should put a copyright on it. Cult, city urban liberal types. Because I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Relentless pounding from the media over a 6-year period. Every day, 24/7, nonstop. From 95% of the mainstream media and 99% of social media. Relentlessly. And then you hear it as you help candidates locally and statewide. I live in upstate New York. I used to be a local elected official in the early 2000s. I was on the local city council. And you hear all kinds of crazy stuff your opponent puts out or other opponents put out about other people. And most people blow it off. They're not getting the relentless pounding from the mainstream media and social media. And they're the contempt that the progressives have for you, the average citizen, the average person that loves this country and wants it to succeed and wants everybody around you, including yourself, to succeed. When was the last time they demonized a certain group of people? You remember that one? In the 20th century, in Europe somewhere. I wonder where that was. Where they demonized a whole group of people, millions. How did that turn out? This guy starts off with the fact that about the people that are verbally fighting back, that are ready for conflict if it comes. You know, it's amazing. Now, all of a sudden, they're the criminals. They've been pounded on verbally and financially and some physically. Their businesses destroyed, their lives destroyed, their kids brainwashed, their kids going to school and seeing all kinds of horrendous stuff from creeps. And then when they fight back, they go, these guys are dangerous and violent. Let's listen to a couple of them. Start with this idiot first that says most of these people aren't very bright.
Particularly bright people, but these are people who are ready to fight. These are people who are ready to go, and they've proven it in the past. And now they are ready to fight regardless of if they're being watched by the FBI or not.
I would not be surprised if we see the Department of Homeland Security issue some kind of bulletin that we are entering a heightened threat environment.
A heightened threat environment. In 2020, when major cities were burning, when billions of dollars of property were being destroyed, they say the white supremacists are the real danger to the republic. But yet, out of the top most wanted 15 criminals on the FBI's most wanted list, 90% of them are leftist nut bars. Interesting, isn't it? But yet, I call them the BLM riots, for lack of a better term. Destroyed businesses, burned down people's homes, destroyed lives forever. Bad enough that you die. It's just as bad to have your entire life taken away from you in your 40s and 50s. And what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Everything you own, everything you work for has been burned to the ground. And the vast majority of them in these cities were minorities. Now let's listen to this idiot. You remember Stilwell? That's the guy that got caught sleeping with the Chinese agent that was on live TV giving an interview in the Capitol Rotunda and farted. This genius.
Republicans have recognized that they can no longer win elections with votes, and so they're leaning in hard to try and win elections with violence, and they're fomenting that violence right now. This is who they are now. They are a chaos party.
They are a chaos party. Imagine the balls on these people. You know, it's bad enough that you influence and brainwash millions and millions of people with a relentless bullshit. I think they're starting to believe their own nonsense. I really and truly believe they believe it now. It's like self-hypnosis. It's nuts.
Existential scandal that has surrounded the Trump presidency.
Because he is an existential threat to those American values.
An existential threat to what the country's nature should be.
An existential threat to our democracy.
He is an existential threat to our nation and to the globe.
He's an existential threat to the future of the United States.
He is an existential threat to the country.
Now, if you think that Donald Trump, as president and now not president, is such a threat to this country, i.e. what happened in Europe in the 1930s and 40s, you will do anything, and I mean anything, to make that go away. I can't use the words I want to use because I don't want to promote violence, nor would I even imply it. But you will do anything to stop this kind of evil if you're convinced that's evil. Anything, legal and otherwise. And that's their justification for the rioting, for the physical assaults on people. Walked up to a guy, I think it was in Portland, wearing a Make America Great Again hat. Put 2 bullets in him and killed him and walked away, just like it was nothing. They justify it, dehumanizing people, because they've been told over and over and over that they're evil, that they're demonic, that they're Nazis. Yeah, you'll do anything. Would you go back in time? They say, well, I wouldn't rig an election. That's unlawful. But if you were given the question as you go back in a time machine and rig the election for the Reichstag in the 1930s in Germany to stop Hitler from being in power, would you do it? Of course you would, even though that was against the law. You would do it because the end justifies the means. Anything to get rid of evil. And now they've demonized millions of people, and now we're facing the fallout. Let's listen to the rest of these morons.
They believe is existential, that they need to unseat President Trump.
We're already dealing with a president who refers to the press as the enemy of the people. That's language that was used by Adolf Hitler.
America's most poisoned human beings, America's Nazis, look at Donald Trump and see their biggest hero since Adolf Hitler.
Their biggest hero since the 1930s Germany. Imagine a major news organization, this moron, saying the exact same thing and hearing this thousands and thousands of times over and over.
There is no difference from what Donald Trump is preaching from what Adolf Hitler preached in the early 30s.
More than what Adolf did in the early 30s. These people are nuts. And look at where he's living. He lives pretty good. They're making millions off of you in salaries. Hundreds of millions, if not billions, in ad revenue for their companies. For what? For ratings? To make more money? To tear about the country? Tear it apart just for revenue? Hey, I was a businessman for a long time. I like money like the next guy. But there's moral lines to draw. And they've been saying this relentlessly and demonizing people relentlessly for years now. And we found out from history what happens when you demonize a certain sect of people. Not just in Germany in the 30s, all over the African continent, Asia, everywhere. Even here in North America. It always turns out badly. Always. And now that conservative, decent, patriotic Americans are finally fed up. All of a sudden now, they're the bad guys. It's just something's going to explode. And I pray that there's no mass violence in the country. But these guys are pushing that agenda. We're going to have to see what happens. I pray for our country and our citizens. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.